Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. Two men are behind bars on burglary charges after law enforcement says they stole a large number of guns, coins, jewelry, and other valuables. The Chemung County Sheriff's Office announced today that Kyle Menio has been arrested for a burglary at a home in Veteran, New York on March 9th. Another man, Sean Mistifer, has also been arrested in connection to the case. The Sheriff's Office is continuing to investigate the incident, as not all the guns are believed to have been recovered. More arrests are expected. Gunshots rang out in the streets of Southport on Saturday night as multiple rounds struck a home. Chemung County Sheriff's deputies were responding to a home on Laurel Street, where 8 9mm casings were found on the street in front of the home. According to the Sheriff's Office, bullets did hit the home, but no one inside the home was hit by any gunfire. Anyone with information about this incident is encouraged to contact the Sheriff's Office. The Southern Tier is springing into activity as many people get excited for the start of the new season. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg spoke to the community about what's their favorite part of springtime.
Today is the first day of spring, and to celebrate, Rita's Italian Ice in Horseheads offered a special deal to those who stopped by.
Today is our advertisement for the first day of spring, so we're offering a one-size-free Italian ice to all of our customers to promote the warm weather coming soon.
With warmer weather and brighter days ahead, Big Fox asked the crowd at Rita's what their favorite part about spring is.
My favorite part about spring is that you get to pick flowers and that it's really sunny.
I like about spring as we get to go in the pool.
It's the warm weather. I get to walk my dog outside and it's no snow, so for the most part. I mean, we still have some, but you know.
Probably going to a camp. Probably because it's one of the closest seasons to summer, so it's not too hot and not too cold.
Going to the park, playing basketball.
Baseball season.
Baseball.
I mean, that's what it's got to be.
Nice weather, it's sunny out. Be able to get outside in the field, throw. It's nice.
Spring, being outside, ice cream. Not being stuck indoors, just enjoying nature, I guess.
Sunshine, summer, get to be outside, friends, family gatherings.
And for many in the Southern Tier, spring also means one other thing.
Rita's opens up. I mean, is there any other way to know spring?
March 1st, we always come, opening day at Rita's, go to baseball practice after, so yeah.
Whatever the season means to you, we at Big Fox hope you have a happy and healthy spring. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Horseheads.
This summer, you can walk onto a campsite belonging to the Department of Conservation and stay there that same night. Local Finger Lakes campgrounds, such as the Watkins Glen State Park and Robert Treman Park, are now open to same-day campsite reservations. To make a reservation, you can visit the website on your screen. A new business with dual purposes has opened in the Twin Tiers. Our Maggie Hall visited the new spot in Hanover Square to check it out.
Hanover Square in Horseheads officially has a coffee shop. But coffee isn't the only thing you can find here at Fits and Sips. Emma and Lauren have been together 7 years. They just opened up Fits and Sips in downtown Horseheads.
I guess we just felt like there was a need here for a coffee shop, and the location kind of presented itself, and we live really local, and we figured it would be a great place to have coffee.
Right, yeah, with all the foot traffic and everything going on in the area, and just seeing the location, like she said, so it all seemed to work out just great.
Fits and Sips is a coffee shop and thrifting boutique rolled right into one.
Another need that I feel like we kind of tried to fill is that there's really no local, vintage or thrift stores necessarily, so I feel like we can kind of combine the two. I just love thrifting a lot, so I felt like that would be a good way to incorporate, something for people to do while they're waiting for their coffee or while they're sitting around, give something to look at, I guess, and a way to, have some secondhand clothing as well.
Fits and Sips is open Monday through Friday from 7 to 5, Saturdays 8 to 5, and Sundays 8 to 12. You can find Emma and Lauren at 123 West Franklin Street in Hanover Square. If you need coffee, some new clothes, or both, it's the perfect place to go. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Horseheads.
The PGA is hosting their annual championship this year in the Finger Lakes region. Tickets are almost sold out to the tournament held at Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester. The PGA announced that only 2 days of the tournament have tickets available. You can go to PGA's website to purchase tickets. Turning now to a tragic accident in Westchester County. A fiery crash on a highway claimed the lives of 5 children. DeAndrea Turner has the latest.
Something that leaves you without words, for sure.
Speechless. That's how the news of 5 children from Derby dying in a crash left Derby City Clerk Mark Garfalo. According to police, there were 6 minors in the car, ranging from ages 8 to 17. Police say a 16-year-old was driving a Nissan Rogue and veered off the Hutchinson River Parkway north of the Mamaroneck Road exit in Scarsdale. Police say the car struck a tree and then caught on fire. A 9-year-old boy was the only survivor. Police say he was sitting in the trunk and was able to escape.
My heart breaks for the parents of these kids and their families. It's just such an enormous thing to try to comprehend.
Derby School Superintendent said the family recently moved to Derby and the children weren't registered in the schools yet. Releasing a statement saying, in part, "Our thoughts go out to the family during this unimaginable tragedy. Our team will be following up with the family to ensure they have the support needed during this time." And while Derby may be the smallest city in Connecticut, the city clerk says their love is big and they will help the family any way they can.
We're a small community with a big heart, so we embrace the family, especially feeling that extreme pain today.
The much anticipated summit between Chinese President Xi and Russian President Vladimir Putin is now underway in Moscow, and it could have a big impact on what happens next in the war in Ukraine. Mike Tobin has more from Kyiv, Ukraine.
War taking a backseat to diplomacy this week as the highly anticipated meeting between the Russian and Chinese presidents kicks off in Moscow. Vladimir Putin greeting Xi Jinping on Monday morning for 3 days of meetings aimed at promoting, quote, cooperation and peace. But the international community will be watching closely for any hints about whether Xi will give Putin the weapons he needs to continue the offensive in Ukraine. Most experts believe that won't be announced during this visit, giving the U.S. time to maneuver.
Our key here is we might have some shared interest with China in ending the Ukraine conflict, so there could be some quiet things that happen in the background.
Beijing and Moscow have been forging closer ties over their shared distrust of the West, but the Chinese government has consistently painted itself as a neutral peacemaker in the Ukraine conflict, issuing a 12-point peace plan aimed at stopping the fighting.
China has always advocated that dialogue and negotiation are the fundamental way to resolve the Ukrainian crisis.
The visit comes just 3 days after the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Putin, accusing him of approving the forced deportation of thousands of Ukrainian children. European leaders meeting today to discuss the next steps.
We should establish a special tribunal, and we should seek for those responsible for the crime of aggression, which in many of our minds is also Mr. Vladimir Putin.
Officials here say a call between President Zelensky and Xi has been scheduled. It will likely take place next week. In Kyiv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
We have your complete workweek forecast next.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. We were lucky enough to see some of that spring sunshine throughout our Monday as we did ring in that spring equinox. Now, when we talk about the spring equinox, the National Weather Service has this nice little graphic showing that the sunshine has this energy that moves through the atmosphere. And our Earth has a bit of a tilt. So when we talk about the equinox, as well as the spring and the fall equinox, that is when that solar energy is right across the equator. Then we head into that spring and winter, in the summer and winter. The summer is when we have more of that daylight on the northern hemisphere because our Earth is going to tilt a bit. And when we have that tilt, that what gives us those little minutes of daylight per day that allows for those days to feel like they grow significantly of amount of time that we have that sunlight. But that also doesn't only just bring us more daylight to work with, but it helps us with our surface warming as well, leading for those average temperatures to climb. Now, looking at the daylight that we currently have, we are sitting at about 12 hours and 11 minutes, where we have our sunrise at 7:08 and our sunset is at 7:20. Now, even just jumping 2 months to May 1st, or I should say just that month and a couple weeks there, you head into 14 hours. We gained nearly almost 2 hours in just a few weeks. So we really see that these numbers climb pretty quickly when we head into these months, these quick changes, and that can bring us quick changes in temperatures. And we've been seeing that. We've had quick changes, definitely in the spring and the fall. We can have rapid changes in temperatures as we have a roller coaster pattern here. 40, almost 60, 50, 44, 36 degrees on Sunday. And then today we were back up into those 50s, and that's where we're going to continue to settle, at least for these first few days of spring. Now, through the overnight, we stay quiet. We have that nice light southwesterly wind. Temperatures, though, with some of those partial clear skies, will allow for lows to drop into those lower 30s. Now, we should be into the mid-20s this time of the year, so that's even slightly above average. And our high, hitting 56 degrees, at least forecasted, is about almost 10 degrees above average. So that's showing that that 12 hours of daylight can really do a lot of work. But there's also a little bit of help with that southerly wind that is going to be matching up with some changes ahead. Now, we're going to feel like spring through much of this week with the temperature trends, at least through about Thursday. By Thursday, we do turn to a little bit of a rainy pattern with a low pressure system that will move in with a warm front, keeping us mild, but then a cold front will bring us some slightly cooler conditions into the weekend, but also keep us under some active weather. So first, as we head into our Tuesday, another gorgeous day setting up. More sunshine around, mid-50s on the board, really across the entire area. Everybody having a chance to be in the 50s, so bringing us about 5 degrees above average. Into Wednesday, we'll start to bring some changes. One, increase in the cloud cover, but we still have the 50s on the board, so not too much change there. Still a little bit of that southerly wind. Then that's going to be paired up with some showery weather with a high of 60 on Thursday, but then the changes will come with that cold front, bringing us back down into those 40s and then keeping us under wintry mix Saturday.